Good morning, everyone. So today we will be reading the second part of the Murli. So we started reading this Murli yesterday. So the title of the Murli is The Activities of the Subtle Region. So yesterday Baba revealed so many secrets of subtle region. And today Baba is going to talk about some of the special points. So here it says, the first one is there are 4 points total. So we'll read the first 2 today and then the remaining 2 tomorrow. So the first one is the basic success is your level of detachment. The basis of success, okay, is your level of detachment. So in this paragraph, Baba is saying that the lack of success, what is the lack of, why we lack success, and the reason Baba says the lack of detachment. So we don't really detach. And detachment means detach from the awareness of body and, relationship and all that. And we also need to detach from the ways of service, the facilities and all things that we use for the service. And there shouldn't be any selfish motive. We should be even detached from that. And so if we are lacking detachment, Baba says, we are lacking success. So, and then Baba says, any attachment, right, to service, it's like a golden chain that will pull us down. So we don't really experience that. And, we know that service, obviously some children, right, for some children, service itself is some sort of an attachment. So, we start thinking about service a lot, so that also needs to be checked. So if I sit in yoga, if I think about service, then, that is also not good. So when we do service, when we do service, that's when we have to think about service. So when we sit in meditation, so we have to think about meditation and we have to connect Baba, because service is a different subject and yoga is another subject. And the second one, Baba says, finish the account of waste by remaining constantly stable in the Trikaldarshi state. So there Baba says that we have to become Trikaldarshi in order to put all waste and, we have to put a full stop there. Otherwise, the earnings that we have done so far will go, get wasted. So, so here Baba says we have to become Trikaldarshi and then do every action. So if Baba saw that majority of the children are looking at one aspect of time and then doing their action. So Baba would like to see everyone doing or stabilized in their stable stage, in that Trikaldarshi stage, and then performing every action, seeing all 3 aspects of time and then taking actions. So, yeah, so let's read this Murli together and and understand. So we will have a interesting takeaway by end of this. So the basis of success is your level of detachment. Do all of you play your part in service while constantly stabilized in the stage of a world benefactor? To be a world benefactor means to be an unlimited server. Therefore, you cannot have any limitations. To be a world benefactor means to be an unlimited server. There you cannot have any limitations. The world is unlimited, and so to be a world server means to be one who maintains an unlimited states. Unlimited. World server means one who maintains an unlimited stage. A world benefactor would be constantly loving to the Father. World benefactor would be constantly loving to the Father and remain detached from others whilst constantly serving them. So they'll be detached while serving them. So there won't be any sort of an attachment. They would even remain detached from any attachment to service. So we have to even detach from this attachment to service. Attachment to service is a golden chain. Baba says attachment to service is a golden chain. It is a bond that pull you down into the limited form, limited from the unlimited. Though it is gold, right? Gold is very costly, right? And it's a chain, right? Which is actually, it's a gold chain, right? So it is actually pulling you down from unlimited to limited. So therefore, constantly be detached from service and remain loving to the Father. Constantly be detached. So when we are detached, then we can remain loving to the Father. So the whole exercise that we all do here is to remain detached, being in the world, but yet don't experience the world. Be in the body, but don't experience the body. Unlimited, stay beyond. So that is when we become more loving to the Father. Those who have such a stage will constantly be an embodiment of success. Now, Baba says those who have the stage, they will be constantly success, embodiment of success. The way to attain success easily is to remain loving and detached. The way to attain success is to remain loving and detached. And to love and detach is, again, um, we have to be loving, right? I mean, we have to detach. So that's where the success comes. Okay. So if at any time you lack success, right, the reason is you lack detachment. Lack of success is lack of detachment. That's the reason. So to have attachment means to be detached from the awareness. Sorry, to have detachment means to be detached from the awareness of your body. So when the awareness of body comes, then the bodily relations, everything start, coming into the awareness. So the first thing is to detach. The detachment means to detach from the awareness of your body, that I am body. So we are actually soul, right? So to relax in that stage, I'm soul. That itself will help you detach. To be detached from the attachment of divine relationships, and also detached from the attachment of your ways of serving. Hmm? Ways of serving. To have detachment means to be detached from the awareness of your body, um, to be detached from the attachment of divine relationships, and also detached from the attachment of your ways of serving, ways of serving. So different types of attachment, Baba says. So one is the body, and second is the relationship, and then third is the ways of service. So these are the three types of attachment from where we'll have to get detached. When you lack this detachment, you will also lack success. So when you lack these three detachment, you lack success. So do you constantly consider yourself to be such embodiment of success? Or do you still consider yourself to be too young? Hmm? Or do you still consider yourself to be too young? Whenever you receive a direction, it is good to consider yourself to be a young child. And when accepting that direction, right? And when it comes to doing service, you should do it as a mature person, right? When it comes to a receiving direction, you be a child, and when it comes to doing service, right, you be a mature person. Baba says mature person. Receiving direction, consider yourself to be a young child. Okay, by considering yourself to be young, when you receive a direction, you will be constantly successful. Mm, Yeah. To be mature means to have an unlimited attitude. Unlimited attitude. To be mature means to have an unlimited attitude. Do you understand? I was asking, do you understand? Just a minute. All of you are all of you content, no matter what it is. When something arises in your heart, you should tell that to the seniors. So Baba is asking, are you content? If there is something, right, then you should tell that to the seniors. However, are you also always ready to follow the direction that you receive from them? Once you have once you have related it, right, your responsibility ends. Once you related it, your responsibility ends. For it is then the responsibility of the seniors. Mm. You don't have to keep it in your mind. You can just relate it to the seniors, and we shouldn't be. I mean, we don't have to think about it, and then your responsibility ends. Baba says. This is why it is essential to relate the problem, but also essential to follow the direction. So it is essential to follow relate the problem and also follow the direction. Don't keep anything inside you. Don't keep anything inside you. By relating it, you become light. By relating it with them, you become light. Otherwise, when you keep something inside you, that thing will obstruct you repeatedly in your service and your self practice. Very important. Hmm? So Baba says if you keep it in your mind, then that will obstruct you, and also it will impact you in your progress in service, also in your self progress also. So Baba says it is better to relate it to the seniors, instrument souls. This is why it is essential to remain light. So when we are light, right, then the practice is first we can do self practice. So it's very important to remain light. You are given a direction. You put that into practice and you will become light. What special power do you need for this? What special power do you need for this? The power of self transformation. When you have the power of self transformation, you will be successful wherever you are. When you have the power of self transformation, you will be successful wherever you are. Constantly keep the aim of transforming yourself. Constantly keep the aim of transforming yourself. You should not think that you will change when others change. You should not be thinking that you will change when others change. No matter whether others change or not, you should think, I have to change. I have to change. When it comes to self transformation, it is me first, right? Yeah, I have to become Arjuna. In terms of transformation, it should constantly be I first. Just like Brahma Baba, I first. Right? Yeah, I have to become Arjuna. Right? In terms of transformation, it should constantly be I first. By keeping yourself first in just this, right, you will claim number one in everything. So this is the way to claim number one in everything. So you keep yourself first, right? Self-transformation, I first, I have to transform. I'm not expecting others to change. I have to change. Okay, now Baba says to mold yourself means to become real gold. So in this way, you're molding yourself. So that's when we become real gold. To try to mold others means to become mixed gold. To try mold others means to become mixed gold. So are all of you real gold or mixed gold? So we all are real gold, right? So I was asking, are all of you real gold? Anything real has value, whereas anything mixed has less value. Anything mixed has less value. Anything real has, right, value. So therefore, constantly keep yourself in the stage of real gold. Okay. The children who haven't been touched by any weaknesses from the moment of their birth are Vaishnavas from birth. Some children have Swatik sanskars from birth. Some have changed from being Tamoguni and have become Swatik. Sattvic, okay. Some have become Rajoguni from Tamoguni. Some have become Rajoguni from Tamoguni, and some are the mixture of all three stages. To be a Vaishnava from birth means to remain completely safe. Okay. And now we'll read the second paragraph. Finish the account of waste by remaining constantly stable in the Trikaldarshi stage. Finish the account of waste by remaining constantly stable in the Trikaldarshi stage. Do all of you create thoughts and perform all your deeds while considering yourself to be multi-million times fortunate? Multi-million times fortunate. Together with having elevated thoughts, words, and deeds, do you also have a mixture of wasteful and powerful things? Wasteful and powerful things, Baba says, asking. Together with having elevated thoughts, right? So I think most of us will have this problem, right? So we will create elevated thoughts, our words, everything will be elevated, but at the same time, there'll be a mixture of waste also sometimes, right? We may not realize that sometimes. And okay, mixture of wasteful and powerful things. You don't play the game of being something wasteful and at other times powerful, do you? Wasteful and powerful. Anything wasteful can make you lose multi-millions in a second. So very important, we don't realize this, multi-millions in a second. So it's very case. Whereas anything powerful can enable you to earn multi-millions in a second. Even a second's wastefulness can make you lose a great deal from your earnings. Yeah, even a second waste can cause a lot of loss for us from the earnings. Just as you accumulate your earnings in a second, so too you also accumulate loss in your account. Yeah? It goes hand in hand. So, sorry, not like that. It just, yeah, just as we accumulate in the same way, the accumulation of loss is also there. Right? It's all a matter of seconds. When your account of loss is greater, your earning vanishes. Very important. right? Account of loss is greater, your earnings vanishes. So we might have done a lot of push-up, but if there was any leakage, right? So end of the day, we check when we don't find anything, right? Yeah, so it can vanish the whole savings or whole earnings that we have accumulated. So has your wastefulness stopped, or is it still with you? Hmm? When you remain stable in your Trikaldarshi stage, right? When you remain stable in your Trikaldarshi stage, all your waste can easily be ended. Baba is giving the solution. uh, when you remain stable in your Trikaldarshi stage, all your waste can easily be ended. You incur waste when you perform any act whilst only considering that one aspect of time instead of understanding the three aspects of time. Hmm? So we look at one aspect of time instead of looking at three aspects of time. Right? That's where we incur waste. So who are you? The knower of one aspect of time, or the knower of three aspects of time? Remain constantly stable in the Trikaldarshi stage, and you will constantly be an embodiment of success. So the solution Baba is offering here is remain constantly stable in the Trikaldarshi stage, and you will constantly be an embodiment of success. Do you understand? Those who constantly play an elevated role whilst remaining constantly unshakable and immobile are called special actors. Special actors. So those who are right in that stable in that stage of unshakable and immobile, they are called special actors. You are are you a special or an ordinary actor? So that we need to check and see, my special actor or an ordinary actor. The special virtue of a special actor is to maintain a balance between self-service and world service. So the special actor, the special virtue of a special actor is to maintain a balance between self-service and world service. Achha. So we'll stop here. We'll continue the two other meetings tomorrow. So we'll take a pause, 1 minute, and then we'll unmute and share our takeaway. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. So feel free to unmute and share your takeaways, that which touched you in this Murli, in this part of the Murli.
Om Shanti, Vijit Bhai. This point regarding the detachment, that if there is even 1% lack of success, that means there is a equal and equal proportion of lack of detachment. So I have experienced that still there is little attachment in terms of the outcome of any action, the results of any action, I still get attached in a subtle manner for some time. And then only when I realize that I'm just an instrument, and why should I get attached to the outcome of an action? Because I'm just an instrument. The doer is doing it through me. So that means then that's the total detachment. So I think this is a takeaway that I still need to work on the subtle attachments in terms of outcome or in terms of bodily relations. I should consider myself to be an absolute soul consciousness stage, and the others, let them be my close, near, and dear ones, but they're also absolute souls, absolute point of light, absolute actors on this world stage. Om Shanti.
Yeah, wonderful. Yeah.
Om Shanti. Om Shanti, everyone. I like the point where my Baba says that if you mold yourself, you're a real gold. So this is my takeaway point for Om Shanti.
Yeah, wonderful. So,
Om Shanti, brother.
yeah,
My
Om Shanti.
takeaway point is, so are you a special hero or ordinary? So if you are special, then you have to transform first. So I am special, so I have to transform first, like Arjuna. Om Shanti.
Yeah, right. So you should be ready to change, right? I first when it comes to transforming, right? The self transformation, I first. I have to change. I don't expect others to change first. So me first. That's where, yeah, you become Arjuna. True. Thank you for sharing that. So this detachment is actually a very big subject, actually. So we don't really realize that subtle strings that which tied us, right? Um, so Baba says if we are lacking success, then we need to see that there is some or the other attachment, right? Even whether it could be seva or anything. Any other sharings from anyone?
Om Shanti. For me, like detachment is from world, and while attachment is to God's worldly service.
So, yeah. So I'm sure, yeah, each one of us will have some of the other defects. Still, we all are working out of it. If we were perfect, then we wouldn't be here. We all will be staying with Brahma Baba in the settled region, right? So, yeah. So good that you have realized it, right? Each one of the realization is the first stage. So when we realize it, only then we will work towards coming out of it. So great. Some people don't even realize it because they don't do the checking. So when we do the checking, that's when we realize it. When we realize it, yeah, that's where we will see the solution also offered by Baba, and we will be, following that solution. And with that, we will come out of it. And Baba will also support. That's what Baba said. Baba is a surgeon. So when we say our defects or what weaknesses we have, right? So when we share it with Baba, when we tell it to Baba, right, then Baba will also support us, will give us the power. With that power, we'll be able to come out of it. So it's very important we realize it first, and then we tell Baba that so and so as my weaknesses. Yeah.
Om
So
Shanti. Also, sorry, I just want to share one more point about the Trikaldarshi stage that Baba has often said in previous Murlis also, and today also he especially highlighted this aspect that while focusing on the now, the present, always have the consciousness of the beginning and the end also. It means past and future also, where we have played a special actor role of a hero actor or a special actor. That means our beginning, middle, as well as end. That means past, present, and future. All three are the world class special acts we have performed, and that gives a special intoxication of when we are in Trikaldarshi stage. Om Shanti.
So that is what a special actor is, right? Yeah, so he will maintain a balance. So the Kaldarshi stage will save us from be wasting anything. So Baba very clearly said, even 1 second wastage will also was a great, will cause great loss for us from the account of earnings that we have done, which we don't realize it, right? Unless, so many people do a lot of purshat, a lot of right, effort, and just and then when they come into any vices, right, or any even anger or anything, right, then whatever they have accumulated will go for a toss, right? They lose it. So I was thinking at some point that when we come into vices or any sort of a weaknesses like the 5 vices, so we are coming in that and then performing any sort of an action, right? That's when we incur loss. I mean, right? We don't. Otherwise, we are safe. But here, Baba says even waste, right? Even waste is also incur loss.
Yes, even ordinary thinking about the self image also is like we are making ourselves devoid of the multi billion uh, attainments we could have done at that particular had we thought about elevated thoughts at that moment of time. So that's a big loss actually, and that too it will carry forward for the entire kalpa. The attainments spread over the entire kalpa. So the consciousness, and one more thing, which is very that Trikaldarshi stage means we are at the confluence of the past and the future. So that's a very unique location at which we are able to. Now, how do we look at it? If we look at Dwapar Yuga, then we think as if we had a great downfall, and if we look at Kali Yuga, we had the extreme downfall. And but Baba says, look at the 5,000 years ago when we were in the DT world, the beginning of the Kalpa. We were world class. We were the self sovereign soul, and then you look at the other end, which we are again becoming the world class. So the preparation is happening right now. So if we look at, so whichever way we are looking at, if we are looking at Teluga, then we may go into kind of a repentance that why did we had such a great downfall. So it's all our attitude or what we are looking at, isn't it? There could be dual interpretation of beginning, middle, and end. But I think the positive aspect is that beginning is the golden age, and end will is also golden age, and middle is what we are preparing ourselves for the golden age. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, brother.
Go
My
ahead.
takeaway, my takeaway, always aim at self-transformation. Whether the other changes or not, have to change.
Yeah. Right. I have to change, so we have that. We need to have that thought always, that move, that style. transform. Others change or not is really not our, not in our hand, but my transformation is in my hand. I have to change me first. That's the whole objective of Brahma Kumaris, self-transformation, and then eventually leads to world transformation.
But brother, whenever there is any problem, I feel it difficult to transform myself.
Yeah, the problems are, different means of your, to evaluate your stage. There are different means coming in front of you to check how much you progressed. Problems will come. Don't see them as problems, see them as your progress, right? Because when you are putting effort, right, then how do you check whether you've made progress or not? Right, by checking, right? So let's say there was one stage there was a problem where you it caused sorrow for you, just assume, and then you realized, okay, should not be, whatever the situation comes, my stage would be stable. I should not even feel any slightest of sorrow there, should not experience. That's awareness. Okay, you got that and you worked upon it, and then you improved there in that area. And the next time the same situation comes, this knowledge will emerge within you, and then you know that, okay, I shouldn't be worrying because this is all just a test paper for me. So like that, you grow, and you eventually will be able to conquer or face any sort of a problem that comes on your way. So the test paper is just to evaluate your stage and go take you to the next stage, just to check your progress. See it like that. So right, in school also, when they have done, right, studying in one standard, they will go to the second standard. How will they go? They have to go through that exam, right? And they will go to the second standard, third standard, like that. So their progress is happening there, right? This is also like that. So there will be situations, so we'll have to take it as a paper for us to move forward to the next stage. Just a means for our practice. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Any other sharings?
Om Shanti, brother. Whenever I have problems, actually, and sister say, then what should we do when you have problems like that? Whenever I have problem, I just say, "My Baba, please help me out," and I just immediately my problems releases the tension of my problem. The problem might be there, but the tension gets released, and the problem automatically gets solved. Immediate surrender, Baba, for that moment.
Yeah. Very nice. Yeah. So these all are, these problems are coming because you have, they want you to remember Baba. So you remember Baba, so the problems are gone. The solutions is offered there. Right? So when when you let your mind to stick with the problem, right? You worry a lot. And when you divert your mind from worry to remembering Baba, then the problems are also gone. So there'll be solutions. Right? So yeah, those who are practicing that will definitely experience it. Yes. Thank you for sharing that, sister. Yes. And next time the similar problem comes, it will be easy for you to face that, right? You don't feel any difficulty at all because you have conquered it once, so it becomes easy for you. Yes.
We have conquered it, and this becomes a habit for us. Problem,
Right.
surrender to Baba, let go. That's it.
Yeah, and there is a possibility that in future there might be bigger problems than in the past, you know. So because when we grow old, right, in this knowledge, and when we grow old, right, so the problems will also grow or bigger in size, right? So we'll have to see that, right? So which means we are growing. Big problems are coming, which means yes, we are growing in this knowledge. We are progressing. Our stage is improving. So we should be proud of it. Yeah. Any other sharings from anyone? Okay. So we'll move towards meditation then. Okay. So let's sit back. See yourself in the center of forehead. Who am I? A world benefactor. Unlimited server. Who's constantly loving to the one father and another. Who remain detached while doing service. One who doesn't have any attachment to service or any self motive in service. I am free from the bondage of service. And detached from the race of service. And when it comes to transform the self, I always put myself first. I first. I have to change. I have to become Arjuna. I have the attitude to mold myself. Situation. And that will make me a real cool. I am a real cool. Without any mixer. Thank you. Thank you, Divine Family. So we shall connect again tomorrow at 5 a.m. Until then, you all have a great day. Om Shanti.